What it is, what it ain't. We gonna hop right into it. Before I started, Foolio asked for this shit, bro. Foolio bitch ass asked for this shit. I ain't gonna hold you. He asked for this shit. But he posted up with the Fort Worth, Texas, young nigga right here. What his name is? Something Casino. Bugatti Casino. That boy posted up with a Texas nigga.
Surprising situation. Everyone in the state of Florida and probably America damn well know that the infamous Foolio had death coming. And it seems that on today, June 23rd, 2024, his eventual karma has finally set in. And he himself has been gunned down in Tampa, Florida at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Getting killed outside your city, that shit crazy, bro. But nobody's sad for this nigga, bro. Only his bitch and his mama. Let's just keep it a buck. His bitch and his mama's the only people that's sad. And the people that was depending on him for money. That's probably the only people that's sad right now. Everybody else don't give a fuck. Let's keep it a buck. Y'all want someone to sugarcoat shit? Go watch someone else's reaction. Real shit. Niggas don't give a fuck this nigga's dead. Let's keep it a buck.
Morning outside of a Holiday Inn, man.
Breaking news, police say 4 people have been shot at a Temple Terrace Holiday Inn. Tampa police are still on scene of this fatal shooting.
Fuck the whole story from him celebrating his 26th birthday. And
bro, if niggas really been to a Holiday Inn, bro, you could literally walk through that bitch and the front desk people don't give a fuck. Security don't care, bro. Like, if you really go to hotels for real, like if you really do, they don't give a fuck. Why you think all them OnlyFans hoes, them escorts, they either go to Holiday Inns, Red Roof, some of them go to La Quinta and Hilton and shit. That's for like the expensive ones. What's that other one? Nah, they don't go to the Motel 6. I ain't gonna hold you. They don't do that. Them extra ghetto ones do. No. But yeah, let's just keep watching.
Posting his location throughout the night, tracking his every move, for some reason culminating in someone finding his location and apparently camping out to gun him down, man, is insane. And the karma, if you think about it, if you know the whole story, the fact that he was ended on his birthday after everything that went down with ATK and Young and Ace, man, is honestly a story that you wouldn't even believe. But to say just the fact that he died is the whole story is not giving the justice that it really deserves. Because the real reason that this went down is a wild gangster story, man, that you wouldn't even imagine in the movies. From broad daylight shootings, internationally recognized diss tracks, and everything in between, the life of Foolio was one of the most crash out things to happen in the state of Florida. So today, we got to get into this situation because honestly, I can't even wrap my head around the fact that this dude got murked on his birthday. And on top of everything, at the Holiday Inn, when he should have been moving militant. Bro was posted at the Holiday Inn. They didn't even got valet parking, let alone security at all, man. It's a crazy situation that we got to get into right now.
Exactly,
we're going to get into it right now from the jump. The start of this, how it broke down to this point, the bodies along the way, we finna get tapped in. But before we do, man, I'm gonna need you to do something for me. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100K subscribers by the end of this year. I'm gonna need y'all help. Make sure you tap into the link in the description for the merch at StaySafeWorld.com. Follow on Instagram at StaySafe.world. And make sure you hit that notification bell. So whenever I post, y'all are tuned in right away, man. Honestly, I've been documenting this thing from the jump, and we're gonna document it to the end, man. The beef that ended Florida's top op, Foolio. Chapter 1.
This nigga talking about top op, man. Slow your
At
ass
FPL,
down,
we're working every day year-round for storm
that
season.
Nigga's a top op.
We're ready.
Jacksonville.
A deadly shooting outside of a Holiday Inn in Tampa, Florida that killed one person and shot 3 others ended one of the craziest and bloody rap feuds that we have ever seen. It's honestly crazy karma that Foolio, aka Charles Jones, was ended on his 26th.
If you really pay attention, Young and Ace was in a car with 4 people, and 3 of them niggas. I don't know how much. I think 3 of them died, and the Ace survived. Right. Foolio died. 4 people. Well, 2 separate cars, but 4 people in total. 3 were injured or safe or whatever, but he died. That karma's crazy now. That karma's crazy. That karma will get your ass. Just remember, karma will get your ass.
6th birthday, after knowing the context of this whole beef and how it sort of began with another infamous birthday shooting years back by someone who was named 23, and has resulted in people from both sides dying or damn near the better part of a decade. But to truly understand how things got to this point, we gotta go back to the jump. How it all started. Jacksonville drill is one of the craziest subgenres of rap that has ever existed, and that has a pretty big following in Florida. Part of the reason why is fans' infatuation for killers making music. Like, a lot of dudes are straight shooters that just happen to find a microphone. It seems that in general, the fans can see the difference between people who tell stories and people who actually live what they talk about. And ever since people noticed that with rappers like Foolio and Young and Ace and all the rappers in their orbit, there was a buzzing online following of Jacksonville drill. Drill music originating in the 2010s in Chicago.
Y'all not seeing this guest jacket. This bitch is hard. Ah, where he went? He probably went to. Let me guess. He either went to Jimmy Jazz. Shit, he could have went to Nordstrom, nigga. Shit.
Chicago is rooted in drug culture, guns, and gang violence. Jacksonville's drill rappers routinely celebrate the murders of their rivals or ops in their music videos and on social media. You know, Jacksonville has its share of gangs, but the most notorious gangs is 2 specific groups. The 45th Street area of Jacksonville is home to one of the most well-known groups called 6 Block, aka Bully Gang, made famous by Foolio, one of the area's most popular rappers. Some younger gang members affiliated with 6 Block call themselves Bully Gang. Most members of Bully Gang are associated with Foolio. We're talking Rico Osama, Jake Jit, who are all associates of that crew, both of which died in the recent months. During the last few years, Jacksonville has received a lot of media attention nationwide from Foolio's beef with Young and Ace, another famous Jacksonville rapper whose real name is Kenyatta Bullard. Ace is a member of a gang called ATK, where Jacksonville police have said stands for Ace's Top Killers, but bro doesn't say that it stands for anything or it's a secret or something like that. Many members of ATK also claim a gang called NHG, which stands for No Hospital Gang. NHG and ATK are closely aligned with a set called Backstreet. Well, over the past couple of years, the beef seemed to slow down, with Ace taking up a more family-friendly oriented role and many crashed out killers on both sides getting locked up. However, in the past 6 months, things were heating up and getting out of control, with Bully Gang, aka 6 Block, taking major L's back to back and basically on the defensive. But the origin of this beef dates back years ago, which we'll get into right now. By now, you probably know about all the incidents that made this beef a household name, you know, with Young and Ace dropping Who I Smoke and Foolio dropping a track back called When I See You, with both songs mocking the killing of each rapper's close family members. However, it's been several years since these songs dropped, and there's actually a not so well-known incident that occurred that has people really thinking that there was a new war in Jacksonville and 6 Block for the better part of 2023. You see, looking back through everything that happened in 2023 paints a clear picture several months ago. Foolio and members of Bully Gang and 6 Block went to a cemetery to film a music video for Jake Jit, you know, a Bully Gang rapper whose name was Jaquan Pickens, who was infamously gunned down while driving through the city. While there, the group posed for a picture in front of the burial site of Royale Devon Smith Jr., whose nickname was 23. Smith, 18 at the time, was in a car with his best friend Young and Ace and 2 other teens in June 18, 2018, celebrating Smith's birthday at a restaurant at St. John's Town Center. As they were driving away from the area, their car was riddled with bullets, killing Smith and 2 other men, including Ace's brother. Ace was the only survivor. No arrests were made, but 6 Block members were reportedly responsible for the shooting. Several of the people at the photos at Smith's graves hold their shoes up to Smith's grave marker, and others form their hands in the shape of guns or gang signs. Soon after these photos were posted, ATK and NHG members took to social media and vowed payback. And ever since this photo, damn near every single person in it has died or been arrested. Officially, with Foolio getting taken out. But what if I told you the whole reason of how shit got this deep actually stems from a simple incident at a Kodak Black concert?
Remember, get back, don't got a date. Just remember that.
9 years ago, when a new age of gang violence dawned in Jacksonville at a Kodak Black concert, in November of 2015. What began as a civil handshake back then between two rival gangs at the Phillips Highway nightclub devolved when one member refused to shake hands. A bigger, stronger rival slapped him. That was disrespectful, a witness explained. Suddenly, everyone was fighting like a rumble. The teenagers were kicked out the show, but the drama had just begun. Instead of fighting, the witness testified they were shooting. The days, weeks, months, and years that followed, prosecutors say, a gangland-style street war moved through the east and northwest Jacksonville, marked by drive-bys, car-to-car shootouts, many deaths, numerous gunshot wounds, and innocents caught in the crossfire. This, unfortunately, resulted in an all-out war that took the lives of many family members on both sides, which we'll get into now to sort of explain why it's so detrimental to the community and why things took this turn. Well, there were many shootings between that time and now that further escalated things. It seemed the next couple shootings would take things even further, with direct family members of both sides getting taken out from 2018 to 2019. Starting with the infamous shooting that took out Young and Ace's brother.
Trayvon Bullard, 19-year-old Jacoby Groover, and 18-year-old Royale Smith. They lost their lives late last night.
Police say the shooter followed the three, along with a fourth survivor, from a restaurant at the St. John's Town Center to the Town Center Parkway, then opened fire.
On June 7th, 2018, in an eerily similar fashion to what ended up happening to Foolio, Young and Ace, his brother, and two other friends went to the Town Center area of Jacksonville for his brother's birthday celebration. Unfortunately, it would be the last celebration that he had when their car was sprayed up with gunfire. Young and Ace would be the only person to survive, while the other three men were dead, and he was shot multiple times. Following this heart-wrenching situation, things would get even worse in 2019 when a retaliatory shooting would kill someone very close to Foolio now, with the shooting of his brother Bibby.
A 22-year-old man already in jail on a murder charge had a second charge filed against him. Hakeem Robinson, who you see here, was charged on March 10th with second-degree murder in the death of Adrian Gaynor Jr., which happened back in 2019. Robinson had already been in jail for the same charge in the death of Charles McCormick. Two others have been arrested in this case, and officers continue to look for another suspect, Abdul Robinson.
At around 3 p.m. on February 26, 2019, Bibby was in the parking lot of the infamous Hilltop Village apartments where Foolio's from, an area of Jacksonville, Florida, posted up. Unfortunately, he would soon become a victim of a surprise shooting that would end his life, marking another death in this ever-ending cycle. Since the shooting, however, a top ATK shooter by the name of Queso will later get charged for this after evidence was found linking him to the crime, after he was arrested for the shooting death of another Foolio associate named Lil Buck. As you guessed it, through the cycle of violence would continue. However, things were off-rip not looking good for Foolio, with several attempts at his life occurring shortly after, which we'll get into right now, and the failed assassinations on Foolio.
As the jinx aired, I thought Bob was gonna run.
I didn't set out to be his friend.
While Six Buck had previous victories and upped the score back during the Young and Ace days and basically ended people that were pretty close to that situation, it seems that ever since that point, Foolio had to be on the defensive, with several shootings occurred that almost resulted in his life getting taken 2 to 3 times before he would ultimately get gunned down. The first being the infamous shooting in Houston. He was in Houston in July of 2020 doing some business, shooting some music videos in the trenches, posting his every location like he tends to do. Unfortunately for him, the ops were very much tuned in and he was caught leaving a Houston video shoot when his car was sprayed up. He would survive and go on to post a live video from the hospital. Following this, the infamous video Who I Smoke would drop a couple months later, where Fast Money Goon would literally go into detail about plotting to shoot Foolio after seeing his IG story and happening to be in Houston. At the same time, Foolio would drop his response track When I See You, mocking the death of Young and Ace's brother 23. This attempt would just be the first of many on his life before his death. The next being very recent, in just of October 2023. On October 7, 2023, Foolio was posted in his Dodge Charger in the West 16th area of Jacksonville when he noticed he was being trailed by a car. Unfortunately for him, it was the ops looking for him, and they shot up his Charger, hitting him multiple times, blowing a huge chunk of his foot out. He would survive and drive himself to the hospital, but bro's foot would be seen on social media with a golf ball sized hole inside of it, which just showed how badly they wanted this dude, man. Unfortunately, bro did not take the signs to get off the streets, and else would pile up in the next coming months, which we get into in the downfall of 6 Block, Jake, Rico Osama, and finally Foolio. I really wonder if at this point Foolio really saw the writing on the wall, because things were definitely not looking good for 6 Block starting on August 16th, 2023. From that point on, it pretty much was a downhill spiral for everyone involved, starting with the shooting of Jake, a close associate of Foolio.
Block News starts right now with a breaking news alert.
Breaking tonight on the 10 o'clock news, we're learning new information about a shooting and crash on Jacksonville's north side that left a driver dead on I-95. The sheriff's office gave an update on the investigation within the past 90 minutes, saying it all started with gunfire near the Trout River Bridge around 3:30 this afternoon before the driver crashed into the back of a stopped semi.
Taking a look at video from our DOT camera earlier.
On August 16, 2023, a man was killed when a shooting on I-95 ended in a crash, according to Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. The man was driving on I-95 North near Trout River Bridge at around 3:30 p.m. when someone reportedly shot at his vehicle. The man's vehicle crashed into the back of a semi-truck after getting hit, and then he ended up dying at the scene. And there never ended up being any suspects for this situation. Best believe, members of ATK like Wappa with the Chopper took no time in dissing him in songs immediately the same day. That would just be the first incident that would sort of culminate in the downfall of 6 Block. The next being a death very close to Foolio and Rico Osama, one of Foolio's best friends, another person that was pictured in the infamous cemetery shooting. Just several months later, in December 12, 2023, all-out crazy gunfight would go down in a quiet Jacksonville strip mall that would end Rico Osama. In a crazy triple shooting, law enforcement confirmed the death of Julian House, aka Rico Osama.
Tonight, we're learning the name of the man who died in a triple shooting on the west side. We're told Julian House died in the Tuesday night shooting at a shopping complex off Jamies Road. JSO says this was a gang-related shooting. House is a known gang member. His family says they're now planning his funeral. 2 others were injured in the crash and underwent surgery.
He was only 21 years old. At around 4 p.m. at the 6300 block of San Juan Avenue, surveillance video shows bullets flying and gunshots going off and people scrambling. Police responded and found one of the victims was unresponsive and later realized that he was dead, while another victim was able to get away and reach a nearby business. Unfortunately, that person who was dead was obviously Rico Osama. They were never able to find the person who shot him, but since then the surveillance video basically came out and showed 3 people pulling up a mask on him and apparently an ambush style shooting at a studio area that ended up getting him killed. But this was just the beginning of the end for Foolio, because just a couple months later, he would meet his demise too. Finally, the death of Foolio.
This camera's trash. Very trash. I just wanted to say that. My fault. Let's get back to the video.
Police are still on scene of this fatal shooting. 80 Your Side's Chloe Sparks is joining us live with new information. Chloe, what's the update? Stacy, this is the holiday.
Y'all ever played what's that? Crash Bandicoot? That's what she looked like, boy. She look crazy. She look toxic. She'll poison your tea. Poison your coffee, nigga. I'm scared of white women.
Inn hotel right across the street from USF, the Tampa campus. We just spoke with police officials who tell us that 4 people were shot here in the parking lot, and one of those people died here on the scene. The other 3 people are currently at the hospital. Now, police say they received a 911 call to McKinley and Fowler Avenue around 4:40 this morning. They say that they were told 4 people were shot. Again, 3 of them transported to the hospitals, 1 dead on the scene. They believe that those 3 other people will survive. Now, they're trying to find out what led up to the shooting. What was the motive? They're looking for video. They're looking for any surveillance cameras outside this hotel, or maybe any guests that maybe saw or heard what happened. They're trying to interview any witnesses. We're told they actually are letting people into the hotel right now. They're all...
See, one thing that Foolio fucked up on now, that this specific Holiday Inn is gonna have security, is gonna motherfucking, everything is gonna be up. Any bitch that's tricking in Tampa right now, do not go to this Holiday Inn, cause you will get caught. Foolio fucked this up for them. Okay.
All actually being escorted by police as this whole entire parking lot is blocked off with crime scene tape. Now, we're told that these hotel guests should not feel like their safety is at risk because there are so many police officers out here. But again, they're out here trying to find out how many suspects they're looking for, and then again to get that suspect or suspects in.
They gotta understand, they're not finna find nobody. Bro, niggas take trips outside their city to go handle business and leave that city and go back home. They not finding nobody. They looking for Tampa killers? Alright. They're not gonna find nothing. I promise. Feel me? I don't dry snitch. I ain't gonna say the other thing I was finna say. But bitch, niggas not gonna stay in the same city. Fuck.
Custody. They said that it seems like those people who were involved in this shooting were coming to this hotel to get a room. It's unclear whether they were staying at this Holiday Inn. But again, 4 people shot in this parking lot behind me. 3 of those people injured and 1 of them dead.
The day that Foolio got shot started off like any other. And it's actually crazy because if you were following him, you would have seen that he was promoting a pool party for several weeks leading up to his 26th birthday. You know, when I first saw this flyer, I had a really weird feeling about this. I don't know. I had this weird, eerie feeling because I remember seeing that flyer almost 2 weeks ago and he was posting it. And I was just like, in my head, I was like, bro, this is not safe whatsoever. You would think that someone who would want to lay low after getting shot several times, but no. Foolio took it upon himself and wanted to have a good time, I guess. He wanted to live it up and probably knew that his time was coming soon. At least he did have fun before his last moments, but unfortunately, I feel like the plot on him was just too strong. It wouldn't be necessarily hard to track him down because people will be posting his location throughout the night. And even though he was rolling 20 deep, he seen that people would eventually be following him, and that's exactly what happened. So Foolio basically started his night like any other, posted up with his girlfriend and many close friends at an Airbnb, and things were going cool. But you know, they were obviously quite reckless, and Airbnbs in Florida, especially in Tampa, you're not supposed to be throwing parties like that, and that was his first mistake. You can look at his story.
Listen, Airbnbs, especially in Tampa, Orlando, Clearwater, where else can I think of? Can't think of the other places. If you throw parties at them people's houses, bro, they will ban you from Airbnb. They kick you out, yeah, whatever. But they will ban you from the app. Literally, they will ban you from Airbnb. People don't know that though. People gonna say I'm lying. Because they always, you know, think the worst of me. People always think I'm lying. But I never be wrong. With whatever I say, I never be wrong. Even if it don't happen right away, it happens eventually. I never be wrong. Let's just keep it a buck. Niggas don't know. I've lived life twice. Niggas just starting to live life. Niggas think they are above me. It's okay though. They use this downtime that I'm in to dictate my whole life. It's cool. That's why you're not fucking with me no more. That's why you have no access to me no more. Fuck y'all niggas. Straight up.
And see that they were all super drunk and partying, and bro thought it was a good idea because he was in Tampa, Florida, which is several hours away from Jacksonville. But keep in mind, bro had been posting this flyer for many days leading up to this, which would have given his ops ample time to pull up over there and just lurk and try to find a way that they could take him out. They eventually got kicked out of their Airbnb, at which point Foolio basically documents the whole thing in his story after he's kicked out.
But it's just like, bro, if you get kicked out your Airbnb, right? Why is the first thing on your mind a Holiday Inn? Out of all hotels in Tampa, bruh. You're in Tampa. Come on, bro. Why you going to a Holiday Inn? You have money. Go to the Hilton. Go to something, bruh. The La Quinta in Tampa is gas, too. Why are you going to a Holiday Inn? A Holiday Inn is a Motel 6. Let's keep it a buck.
They pull up to a club appearance with a club promoter basically posting everything that's going on at the same time. Foolio's documenting his whole journey for some reason, for who knows why. It basically shows this whole night, him pulling up, basically able to see when he pulls up, sees when the performance is, you see it's pretty dead, and then at which point at 4 a.m. he starts to leave the club. I guess following them from the club, the shooters are basically on their tails at that point, if I were to guess. Keep in mind, they got kicked out of their Airbnb, so they pull up to a Holiday Inn to try to get a room, according to police. But I'm guessing that since they pulled up so late, there were no open rooms. At which point they go out to the parking lot, post up, and just start loafing. And that's where all hell breaks loose, and a car pulls up and sprays them all. 3 of his homies get shot, and unfortunately, Foolio is the only person that gets killed. You see, his death was just a combination of just fried thinking, crash out activity, a lot of deaths, obviously on both sides. But the thing about his whole death was it was easily avoidable, you know? Bro had been posting up this flyer like there was some type of security that was gonna be there. Bro was just rolling deep and thought it was gonna be all good, man. But that was obviously not the case, because bullets don't care who you are or who you're with. You're honestly just going to end up getting gunned down. Bro should have never did this. But to me, personally, I feel like the whole thinking behind this was just the fact that bro was tired of running. I feel like bro made it to 26, was just trying to celebrate. He was either just drunk out of his mind or just not thinking straight. But he took it upon himself to post this whole night. It seemed like he just didn't care. You know, he could have honestly been alive today if he had just been more careful. He just didn't need to post that he was in Tampa. He didn't need to post a flyer either, because all the people that he was with were basically just only a couple handful of people. I don't know who gave up his location. You know, people are saying that it could have been girls that he was with. Honestly, if you look at his story, you could literally pinpoint the exact club that he was at. So you could just pull up there and wait for a moment for him to pull up away from everyone else, which is exactly what happened. You know, a lot of these shootings in Jacksonville and Florida in general go unsolved. And that's for a reason. These dudes aren't idiots. The shooters that have been taking out 6 Block have not been getting caught. The only person that got caught was Queso, because he was fried and made a song about it multiple times and talked about it and said he was smoking on Baby and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the people that have been got hit up recently, like Jake Jit and Rico Osama, none of the people that hit them up basically got caught. Now, this Foolio situation, though, on the other hand, it might end up getting in some type of situation where someone gets arrested. I wouldn't be surprised, just by the fact that the Holiday Inn probably has some type of cameras. But if they did the job smoothly, I'm sure that they probably won't get caught. And all of this, honestly, is Foolio's fault. I'm just going to say it right now. Bro was just moving reckless after getting shot multiple times, bro. You need to be careful. But at the end of the day, I really just feel like bro just stopped caring, you know? It seemed like in interviews that he had before his death, he was really just not really caring about the fact that he was almost killed multiple times. And he said that was eventually going to happen, which definitely makes sense. I mean, bro was trying to live it up while he could, but he didn't make it to see anything past 26, man. But hey, let me know in the comments what y'all think about this, man. Real say.
Well,